In part 5 of our short film series on Ruhe Agrar, we are taking you to Picher in Mecklenburg-Western Pomerania. The farm business here was taken over in summer 2020. It marks the start of a challenging modernisation process for the next few years. In this video, we'll show you how the new Ruhe Agrar farm in Picher is currently set up and what's happening on its conventionally and organically farmed fields at the end of July. The farm at Picher was taken over from the previous owners by Ruhe Agrar right in the middle of the season. So any new ideas for both the fleet and the crops themselves will only start to show their effects in the coming years. This universal seed drill from Finnish manufacturer Junkari has been on the farm for a long time, but is normally a rare sight on German soils. Today, it's being used by team member Dietmar. Up to now, this seed drill has been used to sow all kinds of seed, from maize through to cereals. Having a multi-purpose seed drill on the farm is tempting from an economic point of view, but better results can normally be achieved by using specialised implements for seed sowing. So the 4-metre Junkari will probably be getting some help next year, at least in time for maize sowing. On this field, they're sowing a mixture of clover, seed flax and bristle oats as a cover crop. This process plays a significant role in conserving water in such a sandy location. After a triticale crop, growing a cover crop over winter also ensures good ground coverage, stores nutrients, prevents wind erosion and forms humus. Next year, they plan to sow maize on this 30-hectare field north of the farm. Ruhe Agrar is a family-run farm business with multiple farms across northern and eastern Germany. Their main focus areas are renewable energy production from multiple biogas plants and rearing beef cattle. You may have seen their other farms in previous episodes from this series. Kunibert Ruhe established and built up the farm business along with his family. The farms in Dachau, Wehlau and Parmen were in a terrible state in some places when they were taken over in around 2010. There's also a lot to do here in Picher in terms of restructuring the fleet, buildings and crop production program. Today, Kunibert Ruhe is on site with Malte, one of the budding farm managers, to prioritise the most urgent renovation jobs on the 9-hectare site. Renovating the office and recreation rooms is at the top of the to-do list. The livestock buildings, which have already been modernised, house 500 beef cattle. The rest of the buildings are still being renovated. The ceiling is being removed by a specialist company to bring more light and fresh air into the buildings. The team from Picher will be constructing the floor slab with screed and adding the internal fixtures and fittings in stages. They'll also have feeding robots by Wasserbauer installed, like the ones at their Dachau farm. By the end of 2022, the plan is to house up to 1,700 beef cattle across the 6 buildings. But that's a long time off. These 75-kilowatt mini biogas plants, which were only constructed in 2017, also came with the farm. They're only used to produce energy from manure off this farm. In the 70s, when Picher was in former East Germany, the farm was set up to raise heifers. A few of the farm's long-serving team members also worked here while they were at school. At its peak, they farmed around 7,000 hectares. Whether it's indoor or outdoor work, everything is being scrutinised in detail. Being located close to the Wehlau and Dachau farms is an advantage. The plan is to share machinery like this Big X between the farms, so that they can increase its utilisation and get through the fieldwork faster and more effectively. The business employs 8 team members. All the farm's permanent employees were kept on as part of the takeover, and any staff who had previously been laid off were reinstated. They have also created 3 apprenticeship positions, 2 agricultural and 1 clerical. All the fieldwork is carried out using the farm's own machinery. Team member Edmund is busy spreading slurry today. The fields are all within a 6-kilometre radius of the farmyard, so they can still justify travelling back and forth without using feeder tankers. With their current level of livestock, they have around 4,000 cubic metres to spread each year. Once the new livestock housing is finished, however, the volume will increase 4-fold. So the team will also have to think about modernising their slurry equipment. Here, the slurry is being applied close to the ground, then incorporated directly into the soil using a trailing shoe applicator, which creates fewer emissions. Driver Heino is the farm's oldest employee. He is sticking to his Massey Ferguson 8480 and has already announced that he wants to go into retirement in a few years using only this tractor. The continuously variable 8480 was built in 2005 and will also be used in autumn for levelling maize on the silo. Overall, there are 6 tractors in the fleet at Picher. Mounted onto this 290 horsepower tractor is a lightweight, foldable, 6-metre disc harrow from Polish manufacturer Picher. Triticale was the previous crop on this field too. They'll sow it with mustard next as a cover crop. Before transferring to Picher, Malte worked at the Dachau site and completed his agricultural apprenticeship there. The 22-year-old grew up on his parents' farm near Braunschweig, where they produce arable crops and firewood. He's sharing the farm restructuring tasks, as well as the day-to-day office and fieldwork, with Levke. She studied agricultural science and will also be stepping into the farm manager role alongside Malte. The Picher project is an exciting challenge for these 2 young farm managers. Today, the combines are meant to be going out onto the field, but the moisture level in the rye is still above 15%. Malte will only let the combines loose on this plot once the level reaches 14%. There are still a few hours left in the day though. The Picher farm has 1,800 hectares of farmland. 570 hectares are split between organically farmed arable land and grassland. The organic side of the farm business is mostly concentrated on farming suckler cows at a satellite farm near Bresegard. Including calves, 200 animals graze here together all year long. The animals are kept in a well-fenced 45-hectare meadow with virtually no additional feed. They have access to a barn bedded with straw for shelter. Bernd is one of the 2 team members who takes care of the livestock. One of his tasks is to check on the suckler cows now and again to see if everything is in order. The oldest cow in the herd is 13 years old. Her female offspring is used to maintain the herd, and any bull calves are sold off once they're weaned. In the medium term, they plan to sell their beef under their own brand through both conventional and organic channels. They are already in the process of building their own slaughterhouse close to the Dachau farm. Now to the combines. Malte has decided to send the harvesters to tackle the pea crop. A rather sad, weed-infested crop that has obviously suffered under the dry conditions. but has also clearly been neglected in terms of fertilisation and plant protection. Yield-wise, there can't be more than 1.5 tonnes per hectare to be harvested. Next year, the team's more carefully planned cultivation strategy should ensure that there is twice as much. Rye is the most popular cereal to grow in this region because it is reasonably resistant to drought and is expected to yield 5 tonnes per hectare. Similar to broad beans, peas are ideal for loosening up a cereal-heavy crop rotation. The roots of these crops, also known as grain legumes, penetrate deep into the soil and leave behind a considerable amount of residual nitrogen after harvesting. This is why, although the yields per hectare are often low, farmers also have to consider the positive effects on their crop rotation when growing legumes. Both these Massey Ferguson harvesters are 7370 beaters. The 6 Walker combines have 360 horsepower and hold 9,000 litres in the grain tank. Both combines are mounted with 6.2 metre wide power flow headers. With these last few harvesting scenes, it's time for us to leave Mecklenburg-Western Pomerania. We hope we'll have the opportunity to come back and visit the Picher farm in the next few years to capture the progress they've made. In the meantime, we'd like to wish Malta and Levka and the entire team the best of luck in driving this farm forward. Next up in this video series, we visit the Parman farm. We spent 2 days there during maize harvesting and autumn sowing. Don't forget, you can take a look at the other farms run by this business in the short film series on our YouTube channel. And be sure to visit www.farmworld.tv to discover all our in-depth film productions.